Hey, welcome, welcome. My name is Sabrina, and I'm a nutrition therapist and a nutrition response practitioner. Are you unable to understand complex information, or do you need to read that same paragraph over and over again? Do you wake up cranky and tired? You can't think, the day just drags, everything seems like such a chore, everything is just absolutely blah. Well, that's brain fog, my friend. While this has been happening for many years, there's been a huge increase in brain fog complaints over the past 3 years or so. People living in constant brain fog. So I want you to put your listening ears on because we're going to be talking about how to make that brain fog be gone. All right, somewhere around here, I'm going to tag what nutrient-dense diet food is. Please be on the lookout for it. But briefly, let's talk about what it is. Nutrient-dense diet foods have high content of vitamins and minerals, preferably grown without pesticides. Our farmers have allowed the soil to either rest or have planted alternate plants that require different minerals, and the crop that is there is able to absorb what it needs, and it results in foods with high quality amounts of minerals and vitamins for our plates. So, the brain. Let's talk about the brain for a second, and then we'll put this all together. The brain is amazing. Your brain is forever working, even while you're asleep. It controls everything from every heartbeat to every time you blink to when you have to poop to that butterflies in your stomach, absolutely everything for the amount of hormones you have, everything. And let's just put everything together now. When you feed your body, you're feeding your brain as well. So let's give an example about your brain. So let's say, for example, your brain's a car, a luxury car. Luxury cars go fast. I love it. You press the pedal, boom, it goes. It's great. And as any car, most cars, because now we have different cars, but in this case, it's a gasoline-powered car. From time to time, you have to put gas in your car. And what are you going to put in your car? Are you going to put cheap fuel or you're going to put high-end quality fuel? Let's say for this example, we're going to put low quality fuel because we don't know any better. And because we don't know any better, yikes, your car stops running all that great. You press that acceleration and it doesn't go. It starts, doing weird stuff. So at the end of certain years, that car is not going to work all that great, right? So the same thing happens with our body. When we eat poor quality food, when we eat a diet that is predominantly over-processed, like poor gasoline, overly processed foods like white bread, canned soups, microwavable dinners, donuts, donut holes, poor quality oils like vegetable oil, seed oils that are always rancid. If we keep on putting food like that into our body, it's not going to last that long, right? Why? Because these foods carry zero nutritional value. They're all chemicals. They don't help your body, and these chemicals bind to all areas of your body, from your organs to your tissues, and then some of them travel endlessly throughout your body like a really bad boy band, and then some of them are actually able to pass through something called the blood-brain barrier, which is your hard stop between your skull and the inside of your brain. And when these chemicals find a way through that blood-brain barrier, the brain has no recourse to purge them on their own. The brain cannot get rid of them. And that's what creates your brain fog. So right now, some people may be thinking, well, Sabrina, I think you're exaggerating. That's just crazy because I eat overly processed foods every single day because I don't want to cook, I don't have time. Well, you may feel like that today. Maybe you'll be able to last a few years. Heck, I hope you feel good for your entire life. I would love to see for people to just feel good all the time. But sadly, I see people come in and out of the office all day long that have relied for years on overly processed foods. I was one of them many years ago. And I promise, if you continue doing this, it is going to catch up to you. And I want to make sure that together we stop this before it gets worse. So what happens to your body when you eat these endlessly high processed foods or high sugary foods? Well, Not only do they disrupt your body's ability to regulate insulin, but it also promotes inflammation and oxidative stress. Multiple studies have found, endless studies have found a correlation between a diet high in refined sugars and that it impairs brain function. And this type of diet can worsen symptoms of mood disorders such as depression, anxiety, brain fog. Look, how many times have we watched those rom-com series movies when the girl or the guy gets dumped and they go directly to the refrigerator and they grab that ice cream? It's not that they need that sugar. However, there is a mechanism in the brain that gives you a hit of dopamine and endorphins, which is a feel-good response. And what happens is when that person has that ice cream, they get that hit of feel good. But what they don't show you in the movie is that a few hours later, they have a crash, which leads them feeling even sadder than they did before, which leads them to find something else sugary and something else high processed food that lifts their mood right back up, that leads them to another crash, and on goes that very vicious cycle. Okay, so when we experience a reward or pleasure such as a sugar rush to soothe our emotions regardless of its intensity, our body releases dopamine, the feel-good hormone, into the basal ganglia, which is responsible for behaviors and emotions as well as the executive function. And because this area is flooded with that feel-good hormone called dopamine, we feel that this is a positive response and it makes us feel good. And we want to do it again and again. In turn, if they just opted for a nutrient-dense diet, this in turn reduces inflammation. Yes, organic whole food contains anti-inflammatory compounds that reduce inflammation throughout the body, including the brain. Inflammation is linked to mental health conditions like anxiety, foggy brain, and depression. So combat that yucky feeling the next time when you're looking into the abyss of jumping into a 3-gallon jug of cheese balls because you had a tough day at work or somebody really upset you or you're going through a really tough time, try going out for a brisk walk at the same pace you would if you were running late to work or you're trying to catch the train for a solid 30 minutes. Your body, so smart and so intelligent, actually releases the same dopamine, the feel-good hormones, as you would eating that tub of ice cream. Or cheese balls, whatever I said. Cheese balls, I think I said. Okay, with all that said, let's start today by giving your brain pure brain fuel. Let's start eating what I like calling happy food. This food is what we grow in organic, mineral-rich soil, where plants grow to their full potential. These plants are also consumed by animals, which are allowed to graze and roam freely, that they aren't overwhelmed by pesticides and antibiotics, and which ultimately we have the honor of feeding our bodies through them so that we, in turn, have happy bodies and happy food. When you eat these rich foods, your body can easily absorb the minerals and the vitamins, fats, proteins that it needs in order to send them throughout your body, especially sending all that good stuff to your brain. That beautiful brain that has to orchestrate every single time, every single system, every single time you sneeze, everything. It's the conductor of everything. It's a lot of moving parts. And this way you can help your brain have a better memory retention, better cognition, you can have better mood, and that brain fog will lift. All right, I'm going to cut this off here because there's going to be a part 2. I hope everybody enjoyed part 1. If you'd like to get into contact with me for assistance to help with brain fog or your mood or your anxiety, please visit my website and email me directly, as I do have some availability for new clients. And below in the description box, I have some links for some items I use daily. Please check them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I always forget to say that. Now, go out there and rule your world. Stay fresh.